Hi punks, what's up? My name is Tina and I created a channel to talk about books because I live for books. And I wanted to make a video this week of me simply reading during 24 hours. So the plan is to divide within the 7 days 24 hours, which is approximately, I think, 4 hours, a little less than 4 hours a day. So it seems manageable due to the fact that I don't have an extra work this week. So the plan is to read, firstly, to finish Tales from the Coffee that I've begun yesterday. To read some mangas, obviously, to make some breaks. When my brain is too tired of being focused on the plot or characters, and The Secret History by Donatad. I'm really happy with this book because it is floppy. Not the best floppy, but it is very floppy, so I can't wait to read it. Hi guys, this is Wednesday and I owe you an update. Yesterday I've moved on the story and I wanted to keep some part of it for today because this morning we are going to get breakfast at a coffee shop and I really wanted to read this book at a coffee shop because it's taking place in a coffee shop. So and I'm really liking it. I am moved as always by the story. And I've begun The Secret History by Donatad, and you know, it's the kind of book that when you're beginning them, you already know it's gonna be a favorite. I'm not claiming already that it's a favorite because I'm just 10 pages into it. I've just begun to read it yesterday, but the way she's writing, the ambience, the mood of this book, I'm fully immersed within 2 pages. So I'm excited to get more into it. And yeah, that's the plan for today. Just go get some breakfast and read and make a soup, I think. And do some outro gif for videos for the end of my videos with a little cat sleeping and so working on my iPad and drawing. And that's it, I think. So yeah, yesterday I just um, play Night in the Woods a bit. I love this game. It is a very cozy autumnal psychological questions during adulthood game, which takes place during Halloween season. So I'm a bit late for this game because these days, the last days are giving spring vibes, a lot of spring vibes. It is outstandingly beautiful outside. This today there is a blue sky with a full sun, so I'm a bit late for the autumnal season. Autumnal for the autumnal season, but it's okay. The plans are good for today. Okay, little update. I finished Tales from the Cafe and I think I liked it better than the first one because I don't know, it just felt right. It's difficult to talk about it when I've just read it because I don't have the distance and time to assimilate what I've read. It was a bit repetitive, but I love the fact that you're following the characters from the first book and that they are evolving. I was just happy to be reunited with them. Just felt right, you know. And I moved a bit further into the story of this book, and I still love it. I love the fact that we have some glimpse, some fragments of the course they're taking with the professor, and to learn about what they're learning simply. I just love it. I'm curious about how this is going to go because the main character is hiding from the others in his course, which is kind of a light course because there are only 6 people, including him, and they are learning at a classical classical romantic about art history university, um, as it is supposed to be in Dark Academia books about small group learning in elite society, often learning about Greek and ancient languages, which is the case here. He's part of a Greek course, as it is in Dark Academia genre. There is often a main event happening in the plot. I won't spoil too much about it, but Thebookleo made a great video about the Dark Academia genre. I will put the link down below in the description if you want to see it. But um, all of this to say that I'm loving it so far, and now the plan is to take a bit of a break and to just prepare some soup. So I'm just going to do that. Here it is. It is just some water with celery, parsley, carrots, tomatoes. No, not tomatoes, potatoes, leeks, and this is it. I'm just gonna let it simmer during an hour, I think, and then let it cool a bit because I found that these soups are better a bit cooler. So that's it.
Are you dead? Did I do this to you?
Hi, this is the next day. Ooh, it's hot. Very hot. And I owe you an update for this book. I've managed to read page 110, 114. Yes, chapter 3. We are learning a bit more about the characters, their relationship. We are learning a bit more how the main character Richard, how he's trying to be part of the group, the very small group of the Greek class he's now a member of. But it's slowly moving forward, and I don't mind when things are slowly getting in their place in order for us to have a better comprehension at the end of the book of what is happening, at least when the end of the book is not rushed. So for now, 100 pages are not enough for me to make my mind about it, but I'm really enjoying the journey for now, and I just can't stop reading. It's very difficult to understand the characters, to understand who they really are. The main character Richard, the point of view we have for the narration makes us clearly understand that there is something going on and he doesn't know what is going on, but something secret. And for this reason, I don't know what to think of the other characters, the other 5. There are 6 in total, and I don't know if I like them. I don't know if I'm rooting for them. I clearly love a bit more Henry if you've read the book, but I've not made my mind about the other for now. I clearly love Richard, even though I'm a bit frustrated about the fact that he decides not to talk to them about the fact that he's not rich, that he's not wealthy. So I know that this is going to lead to some misunderstanding. I already know that this is going to lead to some awkward moments and some fights and some arguments. So I'm afraid of that. I am not a big fan of miscommunication plot. I'm not a big fan of that, so I hope it won't come to that. I'm liking it so far. So the plan for today was to, this morning, go book shopping because we love with my boyfriend to take a day to buy some cultural stuff, to buy DVDs, to buy books, to buy graphic novels, everything related to culture, you know. So yeah, that's basically it. And I forgot to film because I was in the moment, I was living the moment, so I completely forgot to film. I'm sorry, I don't have any footage of our walk this morning, but we went to bookshops. I love a bookshop that sells mangas and graphic novels and also books now, fantasy books. So I'll show you what I've got this morning because I'm very excited. We went today because today was the release day of the final deluxe edition, perfect edition of Fullmetal Alchemist volume 18, which is the last one. I rewatched the anime with my boyfriend and it was his first time, so I know how it ends because I watched Brotherhood, which is for me, and just for me, in my point of view, the best one. And I already know how this is gonna end, but I can't wait to read it, and this is just gorgeous. I feel now that I'm fully myself now that I've completed the Fullmetal Alchemist edition, so very excited about this. Next, I've got this month volume 11 of You Know the Dawn, and I'm excited for these ones too. I haven't read yet volume 10, so I can't wait to read this too. Next, I've got volume 7 of 20th Century Boys by Naoki Urasawa, and I haven't begun this series yet. I know I've promised myself not to buy any more books, mangas in a series if I haven't read the previous one, but I know that this one is very good, so every rules has its exception and I'm glad to use it. So let's not talk about it further. I've bought also volume 5 of Banana Fish because I'm really enjoying the series so far, so it's part of my monthly cultural buys. Ooh, and there are some illustration in each volume, so this is very cool. And lastly, second-handed, I found volume 2 of Solitaire. I've read the first one. It was very funny to be immersed in a world of witches and also death site. It is quite particular. I'll talk about it, I think, in another video. I really love the universe so far, so I'll read volume 2 when I'll have a bit of time. So we came back from our cultural morning walk. We ate and now he went to work and I'm going back at my parents' house. I've received a package I'm really excited to open. Just read, I think, for most of the day. Open the package with you. So quite a good day again. Hi guys, I definitely have an update for you. I've managed to read 100 pages yesterday and we learned more about the secret they kept from Richard, the main character, and I wasn't expecting this. At least I was expecting a little part of it, but not all of it, which is good. And I just can't stop reading. It is I love the atmosphere of the book. I love the characters. At least I love Richard, Henry, and the twins, but not Bunny. I don't know a lot about Francis. He's not very well developed, I think, in my point of view. So yes, I'm eating this book. And this morning I finished volume 11 of Black Butler, which is still as good as the previous ones. Love to be reunited in each volume with Ciel and Sebastian. They are a part of me now. And I finished also volume 10 of Fiona of the Dawn, and this one is actually pretty good. She's trying to make a difference in her kingdom, especially for the people of fire. And I finished also this morning a graphic novel, which is a humoristic graphic novels to criticize capitalism, and it's little short pages of humor, and I love it. I didn't find the equivalent for the English version, so I won't talk about it much, but I really liked it for my French fellows. This is Kurama just sleeping on the trash, the recycled trash. She looks to be so comfortable on this. Good morning. I owe you an update because I've moved a bit forward on The Secret History by Donata. But let me just put my microphone so I have my hands free. Okay, microphone is on, everything's good. I'm on page 310 of The Secret History by Donatat, and I've reached chapter 7, I think. I've reached book 2. I moved a bit on book 2, chapter 6, which is the longest chapter of the book, I think. And something has happened. If you know, you know, just before we reached book 2, and this is. I'm speechless at what happened and how the characters are dealing with it. It's more about how the characters are dealing with it. So I'm moving at a good pace in this book. I think that the update of tonight or tomorrow morning will have some explaining or some news, some some important events to talk about. I'm not talking too much about what happens because if you haven't read it, I don't want to spoil it to you, but if you know, you know. And just, I, yes, yeah. There is a bit of telling and not showing, and it doesn't bother me, but I'm a bit disappointed by it. When I think the author could have easily write about it in the novel, maybe even if it um, made the book a bit longer, but I thought, in my point of view, that it would be okay for me at least. But I understand the fact that they've known each other's for only a semester and that they couldn't develop very deep, profound relation. But they are at uni. I mean, they are in university and they are going through stuff, and that should create some deep bonds, and I I don't know. I'll wait till the end to see if the author develops a bit more the relation between the characters, but maybe that's not the point of the book. I will try to have some distance with it at the end. That's why I love to wait a bit before making review and before having a straight point of view about it. We'll see, but I'm excited. I'm excited. I can't stop reading it. So it's telling a lot about my reading experience of this book. I have to precise the fact that I'm filming with my phone, which is an iPhone 14 Pro, and I borrowed the old phone of my dad to have a timer. And this one is turning off sometimes because the battery is not at its finest. So sometimes it just turn off and you don't know why, even though the battery is at, I don't know, 60%. And 1 hour later, it's just gone. It's just dead. So that's why the circle sometimes isn't accurate if you're wondering. I'm not cheating, I promise, but that's just why, in case you were wondering. Guys, I'm afraid because I'm on page 485 and Richard is saying that, I quote, "Those days I took an enormous relish in my newfound freedom. Now it appeared that we were safe. A huge darkness had lifted from my mind. The world was a fresh and wonderful place to me, green and bracing and entirely new, and I looked at it now with fresh new eyes. But the thing is that there is 100 pages left. What if everything is according to the character fine, which is in my point of view not fine at all, but if we admit that it's fine, why 100 pages left? What is gonna happen? I'm afraid. Hi guys, this is Monday and I finished the challenge, and here are the books that I've managed to read during those 24 hours, and I think it's not bad. This one is 600 pages, this one is 200, and those are 150, I think. 200 pages, but those ones, the mangas are read quicker, so this helped me get through this one actually, which was brain consuming. So I'm just gonna talk a bit about the book I've read. The last one is volume 5 of To Your Eternity, and this one destroyed a bit less my heart. It's still as good as the previous one. He's meeting new people, he's having new companions, and it's exciting for the next one, so I can't wait to read the next one. I've read also volume 10 of Fiona of the Dawn, and this one is rather good because Noble, Fiona knows, found her by pure hazard, and she's trying to turn over the way he thinks about the people of their kingdom, and she manages to make him do changes for the better. She's beginning to rule over a bit on the kingdom, so, but discreetly, using people to be anonymous again and to not claim that she's the princess of the kingdom. So that's rather good. Next, I've finished volume 11 of Black Butler, which is the continuation of the mysteries happening in the Manor arc. There is 2-3 volumes about something happening at the Manor, the Manor of Ciel Fantomif, and now he's beginning to work on another crime, so on a ship. We'll see. Next, I've managed to read Tales from the Coffee, which is the continuation, the sequel of Before the Coffee Gets Cold by Toshikazu Kawaguchi. And this is short stories about people who can go to a specific cafe and go back to relive an event with a loved one, and there are rules to be respected to be able to go back to the past or even the future, but the future is even more tricky. So I, as I said, loved to be reunited with the characters and see them evolved. It was all I expected, and even better. Love it. Next, I finished this night at 1 a.m. The Secret History by Donna Tartt, and I was just laying on my bed for 15-20 minutes after to think about what I've just read. If you're loving dark academia books, which often are about a small group of people, often scholars or students in prestigious and elite universities, about art, history, or languages, often languages. And the small group in this book are learning Greek. And the main character from which we have the narration, Richard, is integrating in this small group because he started this college 1 year after, I think, if I got it well. You have the impression that this book is slowly paced, but all that is happening in this book is happening within 1 year, so it is actually very fast paced. And at the first 100 pages I thought that the relations between the characters were not very developed, but you get to it after, so that's why I got the impression that it was slowly paced, but it is actually quite fast paced. During 20 minutes, when I laid on my bed, I thought about the decisions the characters made during this book and how complex they are. Anna Tart manages so well to write complex character, which in the beginning you are rooting for, and then who has psychological thoughts and actions that yours not, and in your why why is it, why is he doing this, why is she behaving like this, and you are turning over and over the problem in your brain. But I'm not sure that in their situation I would have done differently. I like to think I would have, but I don't know because I wasn't, and that's brilliant. I'm not saying too much about it because I don't want to give you some hints on the plot or to spoil it for you. This is Dark Academia classic literary fiction driven by the character and not by the plot, even though there are some plot twists in it. But if you like book well paced with very well written characters moving by their psychology and complex characters, I think you'll love this book. But if you're not very interested in the psychology of characters, I'm not sure you will like it. And beware, there are some trigger warnings such as drugs, alcohol, and everything that can happen under those those things. So beware. I've put these books 5 stars. I'm not sure already. I want to put 5.75, 4.75, but it was really well written, and I think I'm a bit tacky, so I'm leaving the 5 stars for now. Also, other than to be escaping reality, emerging in well-written world, I love to ponder on themes. I love to question myself, and this book did it, so that's why also the 5 stars. Then for this one, I've put 5 stars too. This was good readings. I don't know if I'm too easy on the stars, but I really love these books. I would recommend them to. Mm, this one I would recommend to everyone. But this one, if you're a bit sensitive, I wouldn't recommend. But otherwise, I would recommend it to everyone. So I think the 5 stars are deserved. This one is 4 stars because I loved it a bit less than the other. 4.5 stars, but it was really good. This one 5 stars because Yona is transcending me. This one 4 stars also, but I really liked it too. 4 stars because I loved it a bit less than the volume 4, but it's still really good. And to conclude, I did an easy 24 hours reading challenge because I did it within a week. I will not do a 24 hours straight. I don't know how people are able to do it, due to the fact that I wouldn't enjoy the book as I would if I had a fresh mind. So I will not do it soon, at least in my point of view. But thank you again for clicking, for watching, and for being nice. And I'll see you on the next video. Bye!